Good.
It's all good. Okay, I'm recording. I know people are still going to keep hopping on. Hi, Romy. Oh, I'm so jealous of how warm it is there. Just stop the craziness. Romy's in California. Look, she's like in a tank top. It's cold here today. There's snow on the ground this morning.
It's a tank top she got from our group too.
Is it? Yes.
She's wearing her Starbucks. Yeah, the muscles.
Starbucks for being challenger of the month in our group. So I'm recording and I'm just gonna let Bethany take it away. We know your time is valuable, so we're gonna try to keep this short to like a half an hour or less and then open it up for questions. This is really informal. We're just kind of connecting, chatting. So feel free to jot down your questions and fire them at us at the end or type them in the chat box. So glad you guys are here.
Yes. Thank you, Jess. So I always feel like, when you come together on these, it's like, this is the way we're connecting these days. Can you hear me? Okay. For some reason, I am not seeing speaker view. Hold on. That works. Okay, so, part of coaching, I think what's so cool about it is that you don't have to be in person. Of course, we love to be in person and, we're going to miss each other this year. We missed each other last month and this summer. However, our business hasn't, faltered like some others. So I feel so blessed. I was talking to Rick about that today. They've had to change the way they do business. And in our world, in the Beachbody world, we really haven't had to do that, which for several people, including myself, I'm just very, very glad that I have a job and have the opportunity to help people and continue doing what I've already been doing. So we're going to talk about the 4 vitals of what a coach does. And I think a lot of us are coaches, and those who have potential coaches and future coaches, you guys probably are already doing this. If you are in a challenge group, maybe you are, maybe you aren't. But I found personally that I've been coaching for almost 5 years this summer, that I started with a program. And we know when you work on yourself and you use what we already have, these amazing products. I started with a program. I started drinking Shakeology. I started to see the changes personally that I felt so good that I wanted to share with everybody I knew. And Jess is my coach. And how awesome that I had that amazing experience in that challenge group, not only with the products, but just the people. So our first vital is just be a product of the product. If you're doing a program, you're already doing the first vital. I think people think what we do is maybe what they're not doing already, but we are doing what or you're doing what we're doing. So that includes the workout. Typically, I work out about 5 to 6 days a week. I don't, overwork myself. It's not like I'm working out every day. I do encourage movement, and I encourage, walks and being outside. I don't just work out inside. I am a fan of all types of movement. I love that people go to gyms. I love that, but gyms are closed now. So we have the opportunity to really bring our home workouts to everybody and just show them how awesome it is. Because I think there's kind of a stigma on what a home workout is and how it can support, your fitness, or it can be your only fitness, depending on, what works well for you. And, if you're a runner, a lot of people add it as their, cross training. So there's just that great option. And then as far as Shakeology, I just keep drinking it. I'm healthier than I've ever been in years. For these last 5 years, I'm just turned 40 and I feel better than ever. So I feel like awesome that I can put that in my body every day and know like, that's the one thing. If I had a crappy meal, I know I got my Shakeology and I know that I got the nutrients that I need and my body responds. So that's what you are. You're just a product of the product. And there's so many more products too that we get the opportunity, and you get the discount, which is really awesome. The 25% off. I mean, no joke, like before I knew that I wanted to do this, I signed up just because I wanted the discount on these amazing products. And I think a lot of us probably did that. And then I fell in love with the community and the coach opportunity and thought, I really want to, instead of giving my people to Jess, I love you, Jess, but I wanted my people to come to me and I wanted to support them. So, Jess is going to talk a little bit about how we, stay positive, stay uplifting and motivating to our clients and ourselves, because especially now, I think more than ever, we need to have positive positivity in our, in our day. And so we oftentimes read or listen. So Jess is going to talk a little bit about what we do for personal development.
Yeah, thank you, Bethany. So the first big component of being a coach is just working on your physical self. It doesn't mean that you need to have, six pack abs or be 90 pounds. It means that you're just using the products, working out at home, drinking Shakeology, sharing about it, right? The next thing that we encourage that's part of our daily routine as coaches is personal development. And so when I first became a coach, I've been a coach for almost 8 years now. I was like, personal what? Like, I was not interested in reading like a self-help book. I thought it was like the cheesiest thing ever. But shocker, I came around because being a healthy person isn't just about a physical transformation. It's also about an emotional and a mental transformation. And so as coaches, part of what we do every day and encourage our teams to do is to plug into some sort of personal development. There's so many different ways that we do that. We have like today every Monday we have the National Wake Up Call, which they just feature different coaches from across the US, and then in a few other countries. We're in the UK, we're in Canada, we're about to be in France. So we feature, there's a big corporate features a coach that's got something to share. And so we can tune into that as our personal development every Monday. We can listen to podcasts, we can read books, so we can, there's like more opportunities than you would even know what to do with to just grow as a person through this coaching journey. And it's crazy to think that we get paid to be on our own personal transformation, both physical and emotional. So personal development is the second big component of our business that we're always encouraging people to do. And it is one that coaches, when they first start, are kind of like, what are you talking about? But you start to learn how much you want to feed your mind and your heart as well as your body. And so for some people, that personal development might be a spiritual personal development. Maybe they're reading whatever book inspires them that's faith-based. For some people, maybe they're learning more about nutrition. I mean, whatever it is, you're feeding your mind. So that's the second component. The second vital behavior of coaching is personal development, to always be growing ourselves. And the third big behavior that we encourage coaches, that is obviously kind of the bread and butter of our business, is helping other people get results. So we don't just focus on ourselves, we also focus on helping other people, which is really an amazing, rewarding part of this business. So I'm going to turn it over to Bethany to talk about that.
So number 3, yes, is inviting. So we want you, of course, to get your own results, but in turn, you help other people do the same. So Amanda helped Jessica helped me, and I helped Jenny, who's also on this call, which is so cool to see it come full circle, and that we've all become coaches and have changed our lives, to be quite honest and quite frank. I'm a former elementary school teacher, and I would be online teaching right now. Not that it's not that that's bad, but I just feel, empowered that I have the choice to, do this at home now, and, have been. So getting people results, basically, when you invite somebody, you're kind of promising them, like, I've got you. I won't let you down. So it's not like I'm selling you this program and see you later. You invite them into into whatever you offer. So Jess and I have a boot camp. Other people do different things. And we have what's called BOD groups coming out very shortly. That's going to kind of have everything centrally located. So the best part to explain it is just that, we have what everyone has. We have the fitness programs. We have nutritional programs that basically complement for those people that maybe don't need fitness. They want nutrition to start their, guide. So you have everything right in one spot. So in just like a gym, like you will help your clients, but you also will help, if you potentially would like to down the road, invite to coaching as well. So you invite potential clients to work with, but then also to potentially also grow a team. And Jess will talk about that in a little bit. But the inviting happens through individual. Sometimes just a casual invite, like, hey, I'm talking to a friend and it comes up. And she says, tell me about your group. And it comes up that way. Otherwise it comes through like, just a Facebook group invite, to my boot camp. I'm always asking, but I also share. So I feel like as I share, it naturally comes up with conversations. So it's very natural. I would also say that like my friend group, I had maybe 500 friends when I started, maybe 400, 500. And now it's like over 1,500. I feel like I've grown. A lot of them are coach friends, just because that's the type of community. I feel like, I met Romy through our boot camp through Jess, and, Sarah through Jess, and like both Jess, and like, it's like you just start growing your friends, and that gives you more people to invite to the group. I personally don't like a cold invite. I just feel that's not our business at all. But I feel like it naturally comes up by sharing. Yes, Jess says it's a great group of friends. Yeah, I think I could call any one of you guys and you guys would either listen or whatever. So, and that's the other thing, you're never alone. So if the invite isn't going well or you're not sure how to, you just ask anybody on our team, like, hey, what's working well for you? What's a good starter or like conversation starter to get it going. And then once you have the yes, then it becomes fun to kind of figure out what works best for your potential client. And honestly, the first thing you do, set up a group, invite to the group, and get people to join you. I'm doing 10 rounds right now. It's very easy to invite to because I'm doing it. So people see like, oh, she's showing her results every day. She's showing how fun it is. Her husband's doing it. Oh, maybe my husband wants to do it. So it's like natural it's a natural invite. I'm not inviting to somebody to something that I'm not already doing, if that makes sense. So you'll, invite to your groups, and then down the road, depending on if you want to build a business, you have that option as well. So Jess will talk a little bit about recognition and how we, recognize our clients, customers, and our coaches.
Yeah. So Bethany talked about just getting people results, helping them one-on-one or in an online boot camp format. There's so many different ways that you can touch people's lives with these programs and these products and just your relationship with them, because so many people sign up for a gym membership and don't use it or don't get any support. And we're here to give that accountability and support. In addition to that, part of what is so amazing about being a coach is getting people results, but also recognizing those results and inviting to build a team of your own. And before I get into that, I do want to say that if you want to be a coach just for the 25% discount, that is 100% cool too. You don't have to sell. And I don't like to call it selling, because if you know me, it's not like I'm pushing products on people ever, but you don't have to sell anything. You can just be a part of our community and this fit group of women who are really strong and empowering and amazing. And I think that is worth its weight in gold, even if you don't ever do anything to build a business. If you just get the discount and you get to be a part of this tribe, is really, really cool. But should you decide that you want to build a team, there's a couple different ways that you make income, which I could do a whole presentation just on that. And if you want to talk to me about that one-on-one, I totally can go into that. Like I said, this is just super casual, but there's a few different ways that you can make income as you invite and build a tribe of your own. Is obviously you make a 25% commission on the sales of any products. Okay. So not only do you get a 25% discount, but you also make a 25% commission. Most people are familiar with the way commission-based business works. And then additionally, if you build a team of coaches, you make bonuses off of the volume of product that they are putting in people's hands so that they can get results, right? So the bigger your team, the more successful your team, and our team is really large and really successful. Obviously, there's more financial opportunity there for you to build a really big business or not. It's really up to you. There's no quotas. You don't have any inventory. You don't have to like order a ton of product to keep in your house to sell to people. You don't have to sell a certain amount every month. You don't have to sell anything. The business is really yours to do with what you want. And I don't say that to make it sound better than it is. It really is that good. Like for real. When I started 8 years ago, I just wanted to make $100 a week to help with groceries because we really, really needed that extra income. We were in a bad financial way. And since then, now 8 years later, I've retired from teaching. I've built a really successful business in my home, working my own hours, but I love what I do and I love my team and I would do it for free, truly, because we're helping people every day. I'm shouting my coaches out, my challengers out. There's prizes, there's gatherings, not during COVID-19, but normally we gather in our states or internationally. Even we have like a big conference every year that we gather. We have a quarterly conference like in your state that you get to connect with other coaches. It's just like the most amazing, uplifting, intelligent, powerful group of women that I've ever had the opportunity to work with. And the business is really yours to do with what you want. So if you want to do nothing with it and just enjoy your discount and the community, you can. But if you decide you want to invite to build your own team and continue to recognize those coaches' achievements, you can take it next level to just a little extra spending money or a new career or really whatever you want to do with it. But our team is so low pressure. We really are just here to meet you where you're at and help you grow as big or as small or as fast or as slow as you want. It's just an amazing supportive group of women. So, geez, I just like rambled on there because I just feel so passionately. It really changed my life that Amanda invited me to do this with her. We want to kind of open it up for questions and what am I not
Real quick, what about this weekend too? We want to invite you.
Yes. So this weekend, normally, I was like all over the place. So every quarter, your state, wherever you are, has at least one, if not more, Super Saturday events. And what Super Saturday is the coaches in your area come together, and sometimes it's a giant gathering where there's super trainers like Jericho was at our last one in Milwaukee, Wisconsin here. Jericho was there. We got to work out with her, and then we watched a video from corporate, and then we also, there is Shakeology and Energize Bar, and people came and shared their transformations, and you had business building tips, but also just community. And it's something that I look forward to every quarter. Obviously, this quarter's is canceled because we can't gather in person. So we are hosting an online virtual Super Saturday on Saturday, and we will give all the information to you guys. But Amanda's going to host a live workout. We're going to log in via Zoom, same as tonight. And we're going to have giveaways and prizes, and it's just going to be fun. And we'll stream the corporate video for you guys. And it's just an opportunity to kind of see what our community is like. Obviously, it stinks not to meet in person, but it'll be really cool to see our whole team. It's just for our team together from all over the place. We have coaches in the UK. We have coaches in everywhere from like North Carolina to Washington State, Florida, Wyoming, California. Like, it's going to be really cool. So
even on this call, Ohio,
yes.
you know,
yes. So we're inviting all you guys to that, and we'll have the information. So if you just want to, you don't have to stay on the whole time. If you just want to like poke your head in and just see what's up, like it's a really cool opportunity just to see what our larger community is like. So yeah.
What questions do you guys have? I feel like
you can unmute yourself. You can type in the chat box. Don't be shy. I'm going to see if there's anything in the chat box. Oh, Jenny has to wrangle her 3-year-old to bed. I hope you decide to join us. Has changed my life in so many ways. For sure. Thoughts, questions? You can type it in the chat box too. You don't want to unmute yourself and ask. I get that.
I was going to say too, that a lot of us are, not all of us are moms, but a lot of us are just, we go through similar situations. We're all kind of doing our own, all different, and we offer different things. So that's the cool part too. Like, your potential clients wouldn't be the same as mine maybe, or, you know, Jess and I have different people. So I know that it was a question when I first started was Jess and I went to college together. How are we gonna, you know, how am I gonna differ myself? And you just do, you find what works, you know, what you have to offer is different than what somebody else has. So that was my question, I remember.
Other questions, guys?
Sarah, you're quiet tonight. Are you okay?
Is she trying to figure out how to unmute herself?
I think so.
Let's see if I can.
Were you talking about me being quiet?
Yes, I was saying, are you okay? Are you good?
Oh, I'm here.
Oh, good.
We're
You
vacuuming.
need to
that's
jump
why-
up and
that's-
down
that's
and
why
make some noise.
We're
Sit here
vacuuming,
quiet.
vacuuming up the spot, so it's really loud. So I didn't know if you all wanted to hear us vacuum.
I mean, maybe. I'm gonna grab my computer charger, so that's why I'm dipping out for a second. Keep talking.
Yeah. No, Hannah has like a spot where she's able to like put her foot up. And so she has all of her food there. So then she gets up, she's like, I think I need to vacuum. So
Oh.
so she sits in her cast and she like uses the hand thing to vacuum.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I love it.
My kid, all of them, would take full advantage of the fact that they're in a cast and they wouldn't even dream of vacuuming. So
Yeah. Well, she's 7, so she still wants to do like all the things. So she's just trying to figure it out.
super cute.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, I don't think any of our ladies are asking. I guess one of my questions, I know way back when Amanda kind of brought this opportunity to me, was, what the heck is it going to cost me?
Oh yeah, we maybe should have talked about that, huh? Jess, take it away.
You guys go for it. I just figured it was a good question. So just pretend, you know, a new.
It is a really good question. Sorry, I kind of forget that not everybody knows that. Okay, so the amazing thing is that it's going to cost you the cost of a challenge pack to start your business. That's it. So if you've already purchased a challenge pack, which is your subscription to BOD and some sort of products like Shakeology or the performance line within the last year, it costs you nothing to join as a coach, which is pretty amazing because I don't know many businesses that you can start for $160. Because you don't have any like overhead, you don't have any inventory. It really is that amazing. And it does cost you, there's a small monthly fee of I think it's like 16 something.
It's like $15.95. I think it kind of depends on where you're at, but
$16 a month. And what that does is it gives you access to your Coach Online office, which is where like all your deposits go for your commissions are deposit. You know, you can track those. You've got access to all sorts of training. You've got access to all sorts of promotional materials. You've got access to, I mean, the Coach Online office is like a wealth of resources. And so it's basically like your maintenance fee to keep your whole online office up and running is $16 a month. And you still, even if you are only working for the discount, you're still going to save on your Shakeology every month after you pay that $16 fee. Now, I will mention, because Jess is reminding me of that, if you are military, if you are active military, a military spouse, or a veteran, that fee is waived. So that's pretty amazing. So you basically get a discount.
Basically, for free. A free discount for free. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
it actually tracks your customers too. Like you can even look to see like subscriptions, who's coming up on that, like who you need to remind. Like it's worth it to do that. In fact, I'd pay $16 to hang out with you guys, but
I pay $16 to hang out with you guys too a month. But it's yeah, you can send emails through it. It tracks all your customer. It's like your database. It's your office. It's just
and then if they have any questions, like they want to do a return, you direct them to, not that you won't help them get the right number, but they take care of that on their end, the customer service and stuff too, which is nice. Like that's all website based. So
it really is literally just the cost of a challenge pack. There's no like hidden fees, just that monthly maintenance fee.
And then you're starting with product. So like to me, like there was no lose-lose because I'd already bought the challenge pack. So it was basically signing up for free. I loved the product. So it was like, okay, if this coaching doesn't work out, like I just stop it. You know what I mean? So there's no like,
That's another question.
nothing to lose.
That's another question, Bethany, that comes up is what if I decide I don't want to coach? I don't like coaching. I want to quit coaching. There's no like penalty. Again, you're not stuck with inventory. You just quit. But nobody's going to want to quit because our team is amazing. And once you sign on, you're going to be here like 8 years later, like me. But yeah, there's no, it's really pretty straightforward, simple business model, honestly. Like there's not going to be like a hidden.
There was a tax question at the year end, you get a 1099 or a W-2. It's a 1099.
I think you have to earn $400 or more.
600.
600. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
To get the 1099. So,
But I always add this as a bonus when anybody, and I don't want to like hijack your call, ladies, because it's amazing. But I always want to add that, you know, as you build your home workout room, garage, basement, wherever you decide to set up, everything that goes into that workout space, because you own this online business and you get to write all of that off, which is really stinking cool. So when my husband said, "Hey Jess, let's get a new bench," I'm like, "Yeah, okay, cool. Let's do it." We're getting ready to like move everything out of my garage right now to another shed, and so we're gonna kind of up the gym stuff, and I'll be able to use all of that as tax write-offs. Which is
This online office, my physical office. Yeah.
Yep.
Tax write-off, internet, phone, like portions
Yep.
of it. Anyways,
Computer, all of it.
So I got a new printer today. That's a business expense. Running an at-home business, you know, so there definitely are. It can get a little complicated when you've been doing it for a long time, like me, and I'm now making, you know, income disclaimer goes here. Okay, Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success. You have to work to earn your money. But now that I'm making really good money doing this business, I get my taxes done because it's just a little more complicated on my end, but that's not a bad problem to have. So, yeah, I just recommend people track their expenditures and, you know, really, I'm not an accountant. So track everything if you start this business and keep that for your accountant or whoever does your taxes. But you do get a 1099.
And now Angela is going to join and figure out how to do taxes for all of the help us. No. No. She's like, no.
Other questions? Any other questions, Sarah, or Jess or Bethany, can you think of other questions you had when you started that we didn't cover?
How long, if I decide to become an active coach, like how many hours do I know you guys talked about it being pretty flexible, but like realistically, how many hours do I need to dedicate to this business?
If you want to build a business, there is really no amount of, again, it's flexible. There's no requirements. It is what you make it. I would say I built this business on an hour a day. Now that I have built like a much larger business, I spend more time. I would say 1 to 4 hours a day probably working. But sometimes that's in pockets. Today was a really busy day. I got up early. I got a couple hours in before the kids got up. I worked again at lunch. I'm working again right now, but tomorrow it might just be a half an hour. You know, it really just depends. What do you guys think, Sarah?
Yeah. And you work around your family. I was going to say that's the best thing is like you can have days where you work a lot of hours and then other days where you don't. Like tonight, my son knew that I had a Zoom call. So like he kind of gets that like this is where I'm helping and working, but I was a little more with him today teaching online school.
I'm not putting my workout or my personal development necessarily as part of that time. Sometimes my personal development is, but my workouts additionally. So I would say depends on what your goals are, how much you want to earn and how big you want to grow and how fast you want to grow. Thoughts? Because Sarah's working full time as a teacher.
Yep. So mine's all done in pockets. So I get myself up super early because that's the only time that it's really quiet. And so I've built in when I am going to work. So right now we're teaching from home, but my PD is my drive to and from. So to work and then home from work. That's when I do my PD. My morning is setting up my day, and then I do my vitals and pockets. So I probably work on it for about 30 minutes. And then I go work out, and then I would normally shower and I would get ready for the day. And then I would pocket my time to just check in with people in the evenings too. So it just was all pockets. So it would just kind of come and go. But the set time was always the very first thing in the morning. So like my alarm was going off at like 4:30, 4:45, but I also had to leave the house by 7. So you just make it work for you.
That's the thing. You can be a full-time, all in for coaching. You can do it as not that like hobby or, and you can also do it as just a discount as we've talked about.
Yeah.
So, and you can fluctuate. You can go in as a discount and then decide to grow or, I taught and then decided to go into coaching full-time. So lots of flexibility.
Jess, how much time do you put in a day?
Well, right now it seems to be somewhat of a cluster of all the things. Bethany just mentioned, that you can kind of like fluctuate between the 2 or 3 or, whatever. And that's kind of how I feel, because Jess Kennedy and I, we came into this about the same time. And I was just kind of halfway in. Like I mentioned earlier, I really truly just did it for the discount. When Amanda told me, Jess, you can coach for free and you can get a discount, I was like, all right, sign me up. And that's all I intended to do. I never planned on sharing it on Facebook. I never planned on doing any of that. And then I realized how much it was helping me. So I felt like I had to share it with somebody. So then I built my business pretty large. I mean, I got to, 2-star, which you ladies kind of know what that means. And then I kind of fell off a little bit. So it's like an ebb and flow, and it kind of just, so now if I can get my butt up before 7, that's my goal this week. I'll be putting a few more hours into my Beachbody business. But I mean, ultimately, I think a big thing about being a coach, for me anyways, is even if I'm not growing super fast, I'm super consistent. And that's really what coaching has done for me, I think, over the last, it's just helped me stay accountable and consistent. So.
You're always working on you. That's what I feel like. I haven't stopped doing a program in almost 5 years.
Exactly.
Constantly doing something.
Yep.
So
and if you don't show people that you matter to yourself, then they assume that you don't matter that much. So that's what I feel like I need to do that.
Well,
and you grow into it. You grow into your confidence. Like I would have freaked out if I had to do a call 5 years ago, but like you just, you grow into it. So that's the cool part too.
Definitely.
Into your role.
I was gonna say, Jess, you need to be kind to yourself, because you have moved how many times since we've started coaching together?
Yeah, that definitely. Candy knows how that.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I don't even know, like 4 times, probably 5 times in the time that we've been coaching.
Yeah, New York. Where did we go after New York? New York, Georgia,
Colorado,
back to Alabama. So yep,
4 times. So I mean, this has been a consistent part of your journey as this community.
Yep.
And you can do it from anywhere.
Anywhere. Yep.
No boundaries. Like I'm in Ohio, but I might have clients out west, UK.
Yep.
If you know somebody out in France, tell them it's coming. But Beachbody's coming.
Yeah. I think the biggest part, knowing, like I moved away from all of my friends in those physical like places, but it made it a hell of a lot easier because I knew that I had, Jess and Bethany and Sarah and my Beachbody
family. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I just have to say that's one of the reasons why I've been here for a long time, even though I'm not getting very far. I just love watching you guys, being with you guys. I mean, you guys are truly inspiration. And I mean, like the only reason why I've been around now is because I have all the time in the world. Like right now, I usually don't make it to these meetings because I'm usually teaching a karate class right now. But honestly, that's the reason why I've been here for the past 5 years, is because I just love being with you guys, and you guys make it great and a great experience.
Oh,
Yeah, the community.
with you. I'm sad we don't get to see you.
I know.
I know, that's what's such a bummer. But I plan to like get my butt moving again now, because it's just been really hard for me. Like I had stuff going on at home with the family. And then I was training for my 2nd degree black belt. Now that that's all over, I'm like, okay, I'm going to get back in my beach body. But I never left because, seriously, because of you guys. I mean, like, you guys may not see that I'm there, but I'm still watching. And what you guys are saying is all true. So if anybody who's new that's here, it's so true. I mean, you're still being watched behind the scenes and you don't even know it. So that's all I have to say. Even though you can't see me, I'm trying to figure out my Zoom. It's not
Oh,
working.
thank you so much.
Well, it's good to hear you.
Girl. We'll talk. Thank you.
And Romy's got to go finish her workout.
Yeah, she's in California. You gotta have dinner. It's early there.
Yeah, it is. It's
Other
getting late here. Well, I want to respect your time unless you guys have other questions, but thank you for coming. We wanted to keep it short in 30 minutes because I just know how, at least for me, this precious nighttime is like, it's almost 9:45 here. And
Thank you guys for being flex with
yes,
the informal presentation too. Like Bethany and I were going back and forth today. Should we create slides? What should we do? Oh my gosh. And I was like, well, or I could be in my pajamas just talking about it.
I did my makeup.
Stuck in bed all day. Oh my gosh. So just shoot. Did Jess invite both of you guys?
I invited Candy.
And what about Angela?
That's mine.
Okay, Angela's here with Sarah. Okay, well, don't be shy, guys, about shooting Sarah and Jess or me and Bethany questions. This has just been super laid back, and hopefully we answered some of your questions. Do you guys have more questions before we go?
I don't think so.
I think I had questions before, but I completely forgot them, so I have no idea.
You know where I'm
I
at.
had, when
We've been going back
Jessica,
and forth, so yeah.
as soon as we're done, I'll remember.
Put 'em away. It's all good.
Go ahead and write them down and shoot them to Sarah and Jess. And we just, we're all open books. We would love to have you guys join us. It's a really
Thank
true
you.
opportunity.
Thanks for the invite.
Yes.
You bet.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.
Thank
Bye. Thank you. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Michelle.